One of the greatest shonen series today to master the art of the fight scene is Yoshihiro Togashi's Hunter x Hunter. Having already received acclaim from Yu Yu Hakusho fame, Togashi really makes the audience strap in for Hunter x Hunter as a fully realized magic system in Nen, and the well above average ethical and intellectual analysis of the characters can make even just dialogue a tense battle. This list will be running down Hunter x Hunter's clear aptitude for the magical/martial arts, as it will go over the series' 10 best fight scenes. Number 10. Gon vs Hisoka. Gon's fight against Hisoka at Heaven's arenas of practice and victory and great failure. Gon's been training his hardest just to pay back Hisoka a punch, while Hisoka's been laying in quiet anticipation of Gon's growth. While this fight is a powerful spectacle within its own right, its greatest aim is to show the great gap between the two, and Gon's growth as a fighter. He showcases here newfound strengths and senses of strategy as he aims to surprise Hisoka. Hisoka, ever 10 steps ahead, makes this a learning experience as he toys with Gon. It's an incredible exhibition of character and power difference that shows that even great leaps of power are just small steps in this series. Number 9. Gon, Killua, and Biscuit Kruger vs Gentru and the Bombers. When Gon and Killua revealed that they were going to a video game world, fans may have been expecting a wondrous romp full of eccentric references to gaming. What fans didn't expect was an intelligent battle for resources and survival. Greed Island had gone on without a winner for a long time. Wanting to game the system itself, Gentru and his team used their bomb powers to steal and extort as many cards as possible. This would enrage Gon and his team. After Biscuit got through teaching Gon and Killua new Nen abilities, and after they collected a good portion of cards, the trio waged a tactical battle against Gentru, fusing Nen with Greed Island's video game systems. This is one of the series' more unique bouts. Number 8. Knuckle, Shoot, and Killua vs Menthaibi. The Chimera Ant arc was terrifying on a variety of levels as it introduced an enemy whose entire gimmick was outclassing humanity in every with the added benefit of quick learning and evolution. Menthaibi is evident of that in raw power, acting as the main vanguard for the Chimera Ant King. His sheer strength and aptitude for evolution are a constant obstacle against the hunters. Knuckle and Shoot by themselves struggle just to maintain just a scratch on Uvig. Killua chimes in with his own strategies, but the fight never really comes down to numbers, as the series shows off how intimidating and intriguing an overpowered character can really be. Number 7. Phaeton vs Kamiran. While the Phantom Troop was really well hyped early on in the series, they've gone significantly less screen time after the Greed Island arc. This made their return during the Chimera Ant arc even more special. Unfortunately, the fact that they faced mutated ants did nothing to quell how terrifying the Phantom Troop really was. The ants were equipped with a variety of powerful abilities on their own, but the troop was looking to defend their home territory and kill some time. What ensued was a small reminder that the Chimera ants are just ants. 6. Crollo Lucifer vs the Zoltix. At the other end of the supernatural fight spectrum, Crollo Lucifer's battle against the Zoltix during the York New City arc was just a pure showcase of power. Killua's father and grandfather have entered the scene to capture the leader of the Phantom Troops, bolstering the sharp power of assassins. Crollo, on the other hand, doesn't necessarily rely on power and strength as he shows up a variety of unique and complex powers, conveying strength through grace and strategy. While the conclusion was a bit of a bust, this scene had everyone at the edge of their seats trying to see what the power cap of the Hunter x Hunter world really looked like. Number 5. Kirapica vs Uvig. Kirapica's main arc throughout the series has been to hunt down the Phantom Troop members as revenge for their slaughter of his people, the Kurta clan. The troop itself had been built up as this dangerous rule force up to this point, so seeing his revenge plot culminate in interesting growth was cathartic on some levels and downright unfair in others, but it functions incredibly well as unfair, as opposed to Gon's growth in his fight against Hisoka. Kirapica's fight shows his limitations and gauges the exact extent he is willing to sacrifice for his goal. The result of this is a brutal fight that showcases his new powers, as well as the intelligence and focus that he's taking into his plan. Number 4. Gon vs Neferpitou. This scene can only roughly be called a fight, while any good fight assumes some exchange between its competitors. The clash between Gon and Neferpitou was purely one-sided. Gon had been looking to avenge Kai throughout the Chimera Ant arc. However, he received a slight glimmer of hope when he discovered that Pitou might be able to resurrect him. When he found out the contrary, something within him just snapped. Neferpitou tried to take advantage of his confusion for a sneak attack, but Gon more than took her on as he succumbed to his Nen, sacrificing his very being for his hate. Gon turned into adult Gon and decimated Pitou. Number 3. Hisoka vs Gato. Gato is the Zoltix family's faithful butler who gauges strengths with Gon, Kirapica, and Lirio early in the series. And while he seemed like an absolute mastodon of strength then, in this fight, he goes up against an absolute master of the killing trade. This fight sees Hisoka on the defensive as Gato's gimmick of powerful coin bullets reigns supreme through most of the fight. Hisoka, however, doesn't let up and prepares a trap of his own to take down the butler from hell. Hisoka is already established as dangerous, mysterious threat at this point, so it was interesting to see him face off against another person of tactful intellect and power. Number 2. The Greed Island Dodgeball Match. The Greed Island arc served as the premise for a few video game gimmicks as well as an opportunity to organically build a training arc for Gon and Killua. The culmination of those efforts as well as everything the series has taught about Nen thus far is showcased in this dodgeball match between the unlikely alliance of Gon's friends and Hisoka going up against a killer dodgeball player. This fight sees brutal power, sacrifice, strategy, and a slew of made-up powers to make this an above-average throwing of rubber balls, as the characters struggle just to keep the ball. Number 1. Chairman Notaro vs. Merim. One of the greatest scenes to arrive from the Chimer arc is the roller coaster of strength and intelligence that is Notaro vs. Merim. Merim is the king of the Chimera Ants, a strange being born with overwhelming power and mental aptitude. To stop him, the Hunter Association brings in one of their strongest, most experienced agents, their chairman Isaac Notaro. What ensues is a fantastical battle of wits and lethal blows as either competitor shows off the abilities of the world's strongest. It's such a tight match between two top-tier characters, the result inevitably ends up to endurance, focus, and a nuclear bomb.